Mr. President, Excellencies, I thank the government of Slovenia for convening this high-level debate on leadership for peace. The topic is rooted in a fundamental truth. Peace is never automatic. Peace demands action, and peace demands leadership. Instead, we are seeing deepening geopolitical divisions and mistrust. Impunity is spreading, with repeated violations of international law and the UN Charter. Conflicts are multiplying, becoming more complex and deadlier. All regions are affected, and civilians are paying the steepest price. From Gaza to Ukraine to Sudan and beyond, wars grind on, suffering grows, hunger deepens, lives are upended, and the legitimacy and effectiveness of the United Nations and this Council are undermined. Mr. President, Excellencies, leadership for peace requires action in at least two key areas. First, leadership for peace means all member states living up to their commitments in the UN Charter, in international law, and in recent agreements such as the Pact for the Future. Among other things, the Pact calls for strengthening tools and frameworks to prevent conflict, sustain peace, and advance sustainable development, with the full, equal and meaningful participation of women. It calls for updating our tools for peace operations to allow for more agile, tailored responses to existing, emerging and future challenges. It reinforces the commitment to all human rights, civil, political, economic, social and cultural. It includes initiatives around disarmament, peace building and managing threats posed by lethal autonomous weapons and artificial intelligence, and in new domains, including outer space and cyberspace. It calls for measures to quickly address complex global shocks. And it contains a new push to reform key institutions of global governance, including the global financial architecture and this very Council. The Pact is a down payment on these reforms. But we will need strong political will to implement them and rebuild the legitimacy and effectiveness of this Council. Which brings me to my second point about leadership for peace. Leadership for peace means ensuring that the UN Security Council acts in a meaningful way to ease global tensions and help address the conflicts that are inflicting so much suffering around the world. Geopolitical divisions continue to block effective solutions. A united Council can make a tremendous difference for peace. A divided Council cannot. It is imperative that Council members spare no effort to work together to find common ground, and it has proven capable of doing so in some key areas. From currently overseeing 11 peacekeeping operations on 3 continents, involving nearly 70,000 uniformed peacekeeping personnel, to resolutions that help keep vital humanitarian aid flowing to the world's hotspots, to the landmark Resolution 2719, which provides for African Union-led peace support operations authorized by the Council to have access to UN-assessed contributions, to the groundbreaking resolutions that recognize the clear implications of peace and security challenges on the lives of women and youth, to this Council's growing ties to regional and sub-regional organizations to foster consensus and peace. These examples and more prove that forging peace is possible. When you consider the most difficult and intractable conflicts on this Council agenda, peace can seem an impossible dream. But I strongly believe that peace is possible if we stick to principles. Peace in Ukraine is possible by following the UN Charter and abiding by international law. Peace in Gaza is possible by sparing no efforts for an immediate ceasefire, the immediate release of all hostages, and the beginning of an irreversible process towards a two-state solution. Peace in Sudan is possible by sending a clear message to the warring parties that all members of this Council, including the 5 permanent members, will not tolerate the horrific violence and desperate humanitarian crisis being unleashed on innocent civilians.
Mr. President, Excellencies, The situations on this Council's agenda are complex and do not have quick fixes, but the scale of the challenge should not deter us. Our only hope for progress on peace is active collaboration and unity among Council members. Today, I call on all members to live up to this great responsibility and to the promise of the UN Charter. Contribute to this Council's success, not its diminishment. Let's ensure that this Council serves as an effective and representative forum for peace, today and in the years to come. Our only hope to make progress in peace is in active collaboration and unity between Council members. Today, I call upon all Member States to show that they can meet this great responsibility, they can keep the promise of the United Nations Charter, contribute to the Council's success and not its diminishment. Let's ensure that this Council be an effective and representative forum for peace today and in the years to come. I thank you.